This is Eric from Real Life with a real life moment. Over 100 years ago, a catastrophic health event gripped the world. In 1917 and 18, the Spanish flu killed nearly 50 million people across the globe, which included 675,000 in the U.S. It was referred to as the Spanish Lady by the United States and Europe. One U.S. story of interest about this dark time came from Edna Boone in Alabama, who lived to be 104 years of age. During the Great Flu, she was 10 years of age and lived in Madrid, Alabama. World War I was going on, and now this devastating illness had struck. She said, "Our family was the only family in our little town that did not contract the flu. My parents became automatic nurses. They nursed every family in town. It was my job as a 10-year-old child to take food to people, to families, all of the stricken. My daddy had planted a quarter acre of sweet potatoes, and I would say that half the community lived off that potato patch. Lots of times," she said, "I would come in and I would cry because of all the sickness around me, and I knew that the sickness was deadly. It was depressing to me." In Psalm 46, 47, and 48, the writer is expressing praise to God for delivering Jerusalem from an enemy invasion. Present day, we are dealing with the invisible enemy of COVID-19. It has reached out its hands of fury and grasped the neck of our world, shaking it with physical, emotional, mental, and financial trauma. This enemy is assaulting our very lives and livelihoods. It can inflict anyone, regardless of age, gender, race, or status. Where is our help and hope during this challenging time? The psalmist in chapter 46, verses 1 to 3, gives us a succinct answer to these questions. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in time of trouble. Therefore we will not fear though the earth gives away, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. Selah. During this difficult time that we find ourselves in, our blessed place of refuge is God Himself. That's the conclusion the psalmist came to in the midst of his own crisis. God is our place of refuge, which literally means God is our place of trust. He is also our strength. It is not God plus something or someone else. It is God alone who is strong for us and in us. The writer says, our refuge and strength. But let's personalize it. He is my refuge, your refuge and strength. Remember to internalize that when anxiousness or fear attempts to strike your heart and soul with those what ifs. He goes on to say, a very present help. Our God is not in the distance or in the by and by or millions of light years away from us. He is very present in and around us. Jesus said, "And behold, I am with you always, even to the end of the age." Psalm 32 and 7 states, "You, God, are a hiding place for me. You preserve me from trouble. You surround me with shouts of deliverance." In verse 2 and 3, the writer goes on to describe the violent, periodic convulsions of this earth that can traumatize the natural mind if allowed. But he says, "We will not fear, though the earth shakes or mountains are moved, or the sea roars with fury." Why? Because God is refuge, strength, and present in our trouble. He ends verse 3 with Selah, which means silence or pause. Often, we just need to be still and know that God is God in every detail, big or small. Psalm 46 has been called Martin Luther's psalm. He would sing this psalm in times of trouble, when things got dark, when enemies were closing in an attempt to dishearten the Reformation. Luther would say to his friends, "Let's sing the 46th psalm in concert and then let the devil do his work." My friend, in COVID-19 and beyond, take heart, fear not, be encouraged, and know that God is in control, and He is the God of all comfort, who comforts us in our troubles. And as the writer goes on to say in verse 7 of this psalm, "The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress." Until next time, this is Real Life, and I'm Eric Godfrey.